This time on Ask Rad Rat, we're talking about 540s on street and if you should skate every day. Let's get started. Welcome back to Rad Rat Video. Here on this channel, 3 times a week, we learn something new about skateboarding, either through trick histories, game reviews, skateboard controversies, or just answering your questions on Ask Rad Rat. So what we're doing today, I got 2 questions for you. The first one is from Dingus McBrungus, who asks, why are 540s so rare in street skateboarding? So I've got 2 answers for you, style and consistency. So I think the biggest thing that gets in the way of people really doing 540s more, and you do see them sometimes. You see like a cab 5 down a 4-set or something like that. But the reason you don't see them as much is just because you have to put 100% into it. You gotta wind up as much as you can and throw your body around. And that's really not the way that you think of when you think of like a laid back, cool street style. You can do a 360, like if you do it high enough, you can do a really slow 180 and kind of twist around at the last second, and you can still land it and kind of, just roll away clean. But for a 540, you just gotta throw it. And when you land with that much spinning momentum, it's tough to not land and kick turn and go all wild. So I think just really doing it clean is hard, and that's a huge thing in skateboarding, especially these days. The other thing was the consistency. So if you think about how many things can go wrong during a 540, especially let's say like a 540 cab flip, something like that, you might be able to do it in a video part, but you're not going to be doing it in a line, you're not going to be doing it at a contest, all that kind of stuff, to a degree that I think a lot of people just don't think it's worth it. Also, if you ever try 540 stuff, do 10 of them in a row, you're gonna start feeling dizzy pretty quick too. I don't know. I think there's a lot of things that make it a less attractive option. It's not that it's not cool. It's not that people don't want to do it. It's just that you might as well do a harder cab. You might as well do, a double flip or a fakie gazelle flip or something instead of trying to do that extra body rotation. So I think that's it. I don't really see them getting popular in the future. There are some people doing them more of like a 450 out of a no slide or whatever, but I don't think that's really going to stick around all that long. Second question today is from Tom Captures, who asks, what are the pros and cons of skating every day? So that is a pretty good question. There were a lot of answers already by the time I saw it, and a lot of people were talking about injuries and overworking your muscles as one of the cons. So that's something that I have experienced myself. I sprained my ankle really badly about 10 years ago, bad enough that the doctor said it should have broken, because if you break your ankle, they can set it and then it'll heal. But if it's sprained really badly, it has to slowly heal back into place. Don't know if that's a medically accurate description, but that's kind of how he described it. And it took me about a year to be able to do a kickflip. I was still skating though. I tried to do a lot of no comply tricks and whatever because it was my front foot. And, I just pushed it too hard. I probably would have healed a lot faster. So, that kind of stuff is a pretty big negative. If you're smart enough to know when to limit yourself and you don't really hold to every day, it's just more of an idea, I think you'd be safe from that. The biggest positive, of course, is all this actual skating benefits. You get a lot better, a lot quicker. You just keep tricks consistently a lot of times, all that kind of stuff. But for me, the biggest negative I could think of is simply your life balance. So if you go on Instagram, you'll see when you're scrolling through, the same guys will post like a minute-long clip every day. Every day they're at the skate park and they can put together a whole video part in a week if they wanted to. They're just always skating, always filming. And yeah, they're really good, but what else do they got going on? So, if you're like me and probably like most of you, you probably aren't planning on going pro, and you're probably not going to be able to even if you really tried. So if you're spending every single day of your life skating, what are you missing out on in your life? What kind of relationships are you missing out on? Not just girlfriend or wife, but friends or whatever. What are you doing with your job? Did you just pick a job that kind of sucked, but the hours were good so that you could skate more? How are you going to feel about spending your whole youth, every day of your youth, skateboarding when you're a little older? So to me, I think that's the biggest drawback to skating that much. especially if you're going somewhere and you're spending hours out there skating. I think that that's something that you may regret in the future, even if you do manage to turn pro. A lot of people think being a pro skater is like being a pro basketball player, where you just got tons of money and all this stuff. It doesn't really work like that. You make money on your board sales. If you're not that popular, you might make as much as you would working at a restaurant or something. So there's a lot more to life than skateboarding. As much as I love skateboarding, spending every single day doing it may cause some other problems down the line in that kind of way. So for me, that's the biggest con. But as far as skateboarding itself is concerned, a lot of positives to it. All right, so those are my questions for this time. If you have any more for me, let me know. You can either post them below, but I'm more likely to see them on Instagram or Twitter, mostly because I don't get a lot of stuff there. So if I get an alert, I'm more likely to look at it. I get hundreds from YouTube every day. A lot of stuff gets missed. So let me know what your questions are for next time, and I'll try to answer them as soon as I can. Until next time, here are some more videos I did recently you might want to check out, including a playlist for all the Ask Rad Rats that I've ever done. We're up to, what, 59, 60 now. So check all those out. Above is a link to subscribe to my channel so you can learn something new about skateboarding 3 times a week. Thanks for watching.